time.
Reevaluation.
Are you live, buddy?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's going to work this time. Oh, okay, we are fucking live. 394 fucking people right away. Pretty big appetite here for this fucking show. So, ladies and fucking gentlemen, we've had some fucking technical issues with the show. The guests have all been moved to tomorrow or later in the fucking week. I was trying to stream off my phone a few times. It didn't fucking work. So, here we are. We're going to do a fucking stream snipe of Ralph's show. Now, we've missed some epic moments in Ralph's show, some real epic moments there. Ralph pulled out a fucking sword for no reason. That's about it. Now he's sucking off this leftist.
He's trying to copy me, He saw the Crusader sword, and Ralph's trying to have a sword like Surfer does.
But he'll never have a sword like fucking Surfer's got, buddy. Never!
What a bomb idiot.
So here's this
retard.
Here's this leftist there, guys.
It's also a way, I think, of building dialogue between sides, because there are going to be points of agreement and there are also going to be points of disagreement that I can't do anything about that. But
what is this? This is the most milquetoast guy. I'm looking for the middle ground.
People can
exciting stuff here on the kill stream.
They don't have to be in one of the two camps. They don't have to be in any of the camps. I mean, we have a lot of really.
Mo God says, "Notice me, PPP Senpai." Well, send a fucking Ninjagini and I'll notice you.
And they're fun. I mean, that's what the show caters to. I mean, my background, I never identified, and this is something I've talked about on the podcast.
No, got a grift. The grift is endless.
Regularly, Angela and Malcolm were definitely.
Now
I'm the grifter king. And the keto
normies you
mentioned. Have you shown them your gold?
This guy is using the word normies. No, I haven't shown them that yet. Just wait. You're spoiling it. You're spoiling the fucking epic reveal of the golden microphone.
It's really easy to read. And at that time, I'd say Angela was very committed to leftist. And
well, that's getting hyped by the mainstream media. That's another reason why I mentioned this.
Can you explain to me what's happening in this segment? Like, why is Ralph being so friendly to the leftists?
I don't know. I didn't expect that, I guess, is what I was getting
like,
at.
first of all, like, this guy looks like what you would imagine Gator looks like, but we actually know what Gator looks like.
Talk about what we're doing.
Like, look at this guy.
People interested in checking out the project. It's that simple,
You're all hunched over.
At the end of the day,
like, he's got a fucking hunchback straight the fuck up. Just some sort of weirdo. And Ralph just looks awkward as shit. Like, he never smiles when he's on camera. He always looks fucking miserable, and half the time, yeah, he's just drinking. Or he's on his fucking phone. What a great show.
Have a specific set of positions that you could find associated with them, and the Democratic Party has very much become a national party. Those kind of regional differences aren't as present anymore. Whether it's in the presentation of the politicians themselves, they're all very uniform, and you can stamp them out. Right? Like Pete Buttigieg was a good example of that, right? Like you could have like made him in a lab or something and rolled him out, and it would have been fine.
I'm not so sure they did.
What?
No, I mean, the man
great take, Gator.
Just lifted Obama lines at one point, sort of quoting or just speaking the words of Obama. He's like a 2.0.
I've said that. I mean, it's so obvious that he was ripping off Obama. I mean, just the motions and
who gives a shit about Pete Buttigieg?
The tonality.
He's Mr. Irrelevant. He doesn't matter. His tactics fucking failed.
I hope he doesn't get resurrected for whatever cabinet post that Biden gets in there. I really. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Who gives a shit?
So, I mean, that's sort of the model of the national politician, even though he's from like a traditionally working class town like South Bend. I mean, he's got an elite upbringing and all that stuff. But like we don't see the left or the right as that type of thing. I certainly don't. And Amy has slightly different positions than I do. But I think that there's a space for political discussion that just goes beyond these kind of cookie cutter, this is a liberal, this is a leftist, this is a, this is a fiscally conservative Republican.
I'd rather just hear a fucking out-and-out communist come on,
meaningless labels if
and actually, like, argue for their position. I hope for nuance and
And for
beloved
me,
discourse,
issues
but can't we
that
have a
mattered,
compromise and find a nice
other people
moderate
would
solution,
disagree,
Surfer?
The issues that have mattered for me have always been organized labor as tied to this particular region, because that's what the majority of my family, paid our bills.
Yeah, nice
growing up, paid our bills.
Because other
as
people's
I went to
opinions
college and
aren't
everything else.
equally as valid.
No, other people's opinions are retarded. They're leftist opinions retarded. There, we don't listen to leftist opinions. Like, look at Ralph. Like, he's doing nothing here. He's just like facing his fucking hand,
those people are coming. A lot of those people
just
are
jerking this fucking guy off because he's desperate for guests on his failing program.
This guy's hunched over like he's masturbating frantically in his parents' computer.
Yeah, he does look like he's hunched over, masturbating furiously. He's wearing a Kamaru Usman shirt. What a cock! Imagine wearing a Kamaru Usman UFC shirt.
Yeah, that's
the Nigerian Nightmare, the Black Bull, Kamaru Usman.
And then at the back of it all, I was a professor, history professor.
This is what I'm doing to my, like, this is just shit. How can I turn this into entertaining content?
Whether it's Marxist analysis or like textual analysis or whatever. Like I do the work as the left would say.
I know! Every time! Every fucking time, but people want a show. Press 1 if we keep this show going. Press 2 if we end it. It's just awful. You don't want me to sit through this fucking shit anymore. You don't want to sit through it. Nobody does.
They can hopefully take something out of it.
1 again if you want it to continue. 2 if we shut the show down. Oh fuck, it's all one.
It's all one.
Oh my god, you people are fucked. You know that? You actually want me to sit through this shit?
I sit on the
well, it's time to...
And my presence there is largely...
No, 1 was keep it going, 2 shut it. Alright, new option. 3 is shut it down. 4 is continue the show. 3 is shut it down. Hit 3. 4 is keep it going.
I've worked around them. I've worked among them. And that kind of jockeying for position and the kind of
it's all
internal politics that you see go into the production of, for example, like New York Times articles and things like that. It's insane.
Cunt.
It's not like it's all the news that's fit to print. It's like all the like backstage people maneuvering around one another, sucking up to each other to get jobs. It's all of that in one.
They all have their pet reporter that they want to leak to. Their pet man, this shit is.
Is Ralph wearing a digital watch?
Yeah, I think he's wearing a digital watch, but like if you look at his fucking hands,
and maybe it's true from one angle, it might not necessarily be a lie.
Like the watch looks bad on his wrist. Like look,
I can't even read a fucking manual clock.
But is it the reality of what's going on? I mean,
he just has this cheap like $15 digital wristwatch that he got out of a Chuck E. Cheese bin.
I read that already. Let's keep going. Nights on System says, "Good guess tonight, Ralph. Keep on, keeping on."
But like his ham hock fucking wrist, like it just looks like the watch is about to burst off his arm. Do you see that? Am I crazy?
Is listening to women.
Watch when he
Ralph, I love you. Have some money.
Have some money, Ralph. We love you.
Let's see.
Like, what the fuck?
This is the part. Now, you guys do the podcast. We have a podcast arm of the show.
It's just shit.
After
fucking garbage.
But, there's something about that live broadcast and names like Feces in My Pants, who just sent a super chat.
What an innovative super chat.
/ the Ralph Retort. It says, Ralph, don't pay attention to these A-logs. They're just mad that their lives don't matter. While people all over the world know the name of Ethan Ralph, the embodiment of the American spirit. You know what? That's a pretty good way to put it.
You think he's the embodiment of the American spirit?
The embodiment of the American spirit. Don't let them damn A-logs get you down, Ethan. You embody America. Well, he has a body that really might resemble America. Fat, alcoholic. I guess by that standard, I embody America.
I don't follow that. I don't know who the hell he is.
You saw it.
How does this guy not know who Vaush is? The leftist doesn't know who Vaush is?
You guys tell me. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how to describe it.
Solo.
No, wait, hold on.
Great take, Gator.
Do you have the
Gator is also 400 pounds. Like, everybody on the panel is fat. Misa Hanno Solo. Jabba, please. Like, why do we all do Jabba? It's just cheap. It's just
Yeah,
terrible.
but Bouch has that fat girlfriend.
Probably not a good way to do it, but
I don't know. Like, Jabba has like a hot slave girl in the movie, though. Jabba doesn't. That's why it doesn't make sense to compare him to Jabba.
Bouch
That's
is
my point.
Jabba's
the economy.
Gator, I don't know.
We see it
It's
like
not
a
the
lot of
worst thing
different
Gator's
things.
ever
It's
come up
interesting.
with, but it's
For example,
far
when-
from actually being good.
We're entering a world, right, where
probably the
a
best
company
Gator
like
joke
Nike
I've
makes
ever
its
heard.
Is it? You
shoes
think
in
that's the best
factories
Gator
all
joke?
with, conditions that most people wouldn't want to
Have
work
I
in
heard a better
here.
Gator joke than that?
But by that same token,
No,
Nike
you're right.
can sort of-
This is no, you're right. You're right. Gator's fucking on point tonight. Gator's fucking killing it,
Gator's
boys.
a fun guy.
Gator. Gator.
In person,
pushed out of the
he's pretty
NFL or
funny.
whatever, as it's one of its biggest endorsements. He doesn't play football, but he's endorsed
Remember when
some of
Pay
the
tried to tell me that
social
Gator is
justice type
funny
of
and a
figure.
sweetheart?
And they're getting
Oh,
to have the best
shit.
of both worlds. Right?
Oh,
so like in
shit.
the tweets when they're tweeting out their advertising.
Ralph's like talking about how famous he is and shit, but like right now, like I only have 70 less viewers than him. He's been going for an hour already. I've been going for 10 minutes. I mean, shit. You know,
as many protections from
The difference
labor
is
as you
90.
possibly can. Behind the scenes, you can just do whatever, you know. So
it is
and
what it
you
is.
guys are getting like a flood of this right now. I mean, if you're what viewers are. I mean, if they're just like alive, you know, they're seeing these and have TVs on or watching any, you know, going to any like ESPN.com.
What is this
type
guy
website
talking
or
about?
something like that. You're seeing that every company has more or less weighed in
Every
on
time he starts speaking,
weighed in on the
just
current crisis. To the point
He
where
has
I
one of
don't
those
know how
voices
the
where you
crisis
just
of every
ignore
major
it. It's
company
like
and every
fucking
major
dead
building in
air.
the country is aligned
You know,
with
it's
the
literal
goals
fucking
of
dead
the
air
movement.
personified as his voice,
And
just
yet,
like
some of the
so
reforms that have been
monotone.
driven out of this, the actual
No conviction to what he
governmental reforms,
says.
right, seem kind of piddling, like
No
the
facial
proposed
expressions.
Minneapolis police budget adjustment.
He looks like a soy boy and he's a leftist, a moderate leftist, I guess. Who cares to have this guest on? Is Gator going to debate him? Like, that's what I thought was going to happen. That we just fucking deep throating this leftist on the kill stream because we're desperate for guests.
Nobody remembers Michael Jordan as
that-
like a very political figure.
No.
Yeah, they remember him as having a bald head. In fact, when Michael Jordan
said
endorse
Republicans
how
buy
he began
sneakers,
in
too.
1990 when he was
I
running against
already
Jesse Helms. I lived
fucking-
in North Carolina at the time, and there was that Black
I already am
Hands,
ahead of you.
Jesse Helms ad on TV all the time.
I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, this kind of like bit of a trigger. Right?
Get it out.
A dog whistle to the voters. Michael Jordan didn't even intervene in that election. He sent a donation to Harvey Gantt and called it a day.
Do you not even know what the tweet,
Supposedly,
the
he said that all voters buy Nikes, and that was Michael Jordan. But that was 20, 30 years ago, and
Yeah,
the game has changed.
This guy's just terrible.
Yeah, we
It
don't
was
know
all
if
voters
he...
by Nikes or something.
the baseball game's on in the break room.
And it had Black Lives Matter on the mound. Did you see that?
Yeah, it says BLM instead of MLB. They got like Black
Well,
Lives
it's
Matter
a great
signs hanging
situation,
around
right,
the
where
Yeah.
like, you know, Amazon can be donating to various charities on one hand, and then sending
No, I
workers
tuned into the first
potentially,
ball
obviously
game.
Potentially and
I
allegedly
couldn't
and all that
imagine
here,
watching
into
baseball
working
on
conditions
this
without
one. Not only
adequate
is
COVID
most
protections,
thing to watch,
without
other than fucking
sufficient
golf.
PPE, and so personal protective
But
equipment.
then
and
it
things
has
like
that as well.
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
the best of both worlds
They're
there.
just pissing on
You
the
get
fans at
you
this
get the-
point,
the
so I'm not
workforce
going to
is
watch
more or
any
less
more
kinda
ball
beaten
games this
down,
year.
but
And it's a
you've also
shortened
got
season.
the
It's a
bosses
joke.
looking
They
so
shouldn't even
good,
be having
right?
baseball right now.
But-
The rule changes are bullshit.
Is this
Players on
ethical
the
and this moral
Marlins
in
have
terms of
COVID.
its
Yeah, I
presentation?
mean, the
And
season's
that
probably just going to get
presentation is
fully
wonderful because
canceled
unlike
anyway. Do
a
you know what I
lot of
mean?
conventional
Like, another
marketing,
team's
you know,
going to
where
get
you go
COVID.
after
What are they going to
the
do
workers
then?
and all
I don't
It's
fucking
just
know.
retarded.
Corporate social responsibility is largely free.
Why the fuck are people
in
sending
fact, a lot of
lemons?
it is
You know, and
beneficial.
T-Cliff, stop encouraging them, you
Zero-tolerance
swine.
speech policies. I did an episode
Well, you were
on this on
grifted,
what's left by
buddy, that's
myself.
why.
You know, the
Oh,
HR
well, they're
application
swine.
of
And they're filled.
Society, like what we think is public is eventually.
I don't actually mean that, you fucking Philistines, swine, and fucking troglodyte animals.
Like, take for example,
Fucking pay piggies. Let me get in the trough. Oh, yeah, I love to be dominated by PPP. Oh. Okay, there, I'm glad you can be sexually satisfied by me. Dashing man that I am.
Are you a dashing man?
I'm dashing PPP.
People have to understand that everything that an employer does is to ensure that the market remains an employer market and not an employee market. And that's why we see so many moves.
Thanks, Gator, for your economic theory there, Gator. It was really good.
They always care about making money.
It was.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible somebody there, you know what I mean? Like they care, like if you
Only 60 viewers behind Rethan now. Will we catch him by the end of the show? Probably, because no one even gives a shit.
You know that so and so.
Fuck, what a joke.
I'll say yes, because of course it'd be like inhuman to say no. But do they care? You're right. I mean, I think at the top echelon, I mean the function is to maximize profit and. You know, if this is a good
they're
toolkit
laughing about it or whatever. I don't know what they truly feel.
We
But
have no
I'm saying,
idea.
yeah, but I'm saying they're not. That's not why they're enacting on this shit so wholeheartedly.
That's right, Osama bin Vibin. Shannon did invent Austrian economics.
And the whole idea of woke
All of us
capital
kneel at
and
his
how,
fucking feet about the
basically
base
what
supply
we
side
do
economics.
turns
Woo-hoo-hoo!
against comes to
Shannon
mind.
giving us fucking
Shannon's
supply
been
side
posting
101.
on 4chan since 1942.
I know Shannon's been posting on 4 since 1942. He invented the fucking site. He posted before Moot. Moot ripped him off completely. Shannon actually invented the whole fucking internet at this point. This is just trash.
It's a great feedback loop for testing new slogans. seeing
Al
who will
Gore
be
stole
effective.
his idea.
Many of
Al
these
Gore
people
stole
are
Shannon's
gladly
idea for the
doing
internet.
The work for free. Like you'll often find
This
like,
is fucking
when I wrote
abominable.
a lot, you know, during the pre-left period, and I still write about it. I covered a lot of like sports and fitness.
Chad
particularly,
Thundercock
like,
says
muscle,
Surfer
like
feasts on
Instagram
PPP's
fitness
hairless
and sort of
asshole.
thing. And during
Fuck
that
you,
time,
Chad
I learned that there were
Thundercock.
people in that community so
You
eager
feast
to be
upon the pink
sponsored,
starfish
you know,
every day.
paying for them to hold up the
Because you
protein
think
shake
about
or
it
something
constantly.
like that.
See,
They
the
would do
starfish
that shit
lives
for
rent
free.
free in that man's mind.
fact, the
To the
company
point where he's
Away
inventing
has
homoerotic
competitions to give
fantasies about
away
PPP and
quote-unquote
surfers.
sponsorships
I feel
that let
bad
them
for you,
pay their
son.
way
I've got
to stand
99
in their
problems, but
booth at
homoerotic
fitness
fantasies
convention.
ain't one. So
And that's when I really
It is
hit
what it
me
is.
that, like, businesses have this shit down pat. Like, and you take
It's one
this
of the
and apply this
weasels,
to,
capos.
like, this-
Oh no, he who will
woke
not be
context,
named.
this woke
Oh my
economic
god,
context.
we can't talk
You take
about
that
him. Oh.
And you have a much larger
Oh.
potential audience because this is quote unquote national
weasel
news. This
bad?
isn't
You
something
know,
that's
people try
marginal,
and say
right?
I'm
This isn't,
scared of
like,
him.
you know,
There's just no
bodybuilding.
point
This
giving
isn't
him
Instagram,
attention because he's
you
just
know,
a fucking
thoughts or whatever.
swine.
This isn't any of that. Like this isn't any of that.
Weasel
stuff.
just
This is
upset because he
all
doesn't
over.
fit in
So you
with
can
the
find
tall,
tons of
blonde
these
haired
people, and if
people
you're
in
a
that.
media company and if one of them gets enough of a push, you can elevate them, or you can just kind of use them to push your message out and not give them anything in return. A lot of these people.
All right, chat. Press 1 if this has been an engaging and good guest. Press 2 if this guest sucks cock. Straight the fuck up. Again, 1 if it's a good, engaging guest, you're thrilled. 2 if the guest sucks cock. It's even. A lot of people like this guest. Oh, now the 2s are coming in. Oh, no. Yeah, the guest is being buried alive under 2s.
Public discourse. And a lot squishier than like a speed run or something like that in a video game.
Chat, give me your thoughts. Everybody, give me your take on this guest. Like, why would you bring this guest
The
on?
marketplace, which encompasses the marketplace of ideas.
What would be the
also,
point?
You know, also benefits from this interaction. They're going to pluck what they need out of it. If they see something's going, they'll
I guess it's a
30
different
of it, you know?
perspective there.
Just get
or
ready for what
something.
Netflix is going to have coming down the pipeline for the next 2 or 3 years. You're not going to be able to avoid it. Every movie's going to have a message. Like, remember that movie Crash that won the Oscar? You had like that big,
highly overrated, but yeah, they stole.
yeah, it's terrible. It's like this message movie. Just get ready for like nothing but that. I mean, there's arguments I watch on Twitter every day saying art has to have a message only. It has to have a clear political message. Yeah, you have to know where everybody stands on this side or that side of the thing. So just imagine like an endless barrage of biopics, carefully staffed by the right folks and written by the right folks.
It's just delusional. The reality is,
broadcast across the various streaming services.
most movies are cape shit superhero movies designed for children now. They don't have a message to them. Entertainment really isn't political for the masses for the most part. You see the odd thing come out that with the political message, it usually fails financially. Nobody watches it. No one cares. I mean, there are putting out more of these message films. They're right. But it's not the majority of movies. Biopics are never going to be the majority of films made. And they're just sitting here talking out their assholes, trying to make everything about politics. Well, a biopicture is like a biography, but a movie. So like a movie about the life of Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or George Lincoln Rockwell or whoever the fuck. When will we get the George Lincoln Rockwell biopicture? You tell me. You tell me, Chad.
Like W?
Yeah, like W is a biopicture. Oliver
Vice?
Vice, yeah, is one. But again, like, I don't think just because a movie has a liberal message to it doesn't make it bad.
You like W?
Yeah, like, again, I liked Oliver Stone's W despite the liberal messaging. I liked Parasite despite its liberal messaging. Just because a movie has political ideas that you don't agree with doesn't make it garbage or shit. I don't know why we have to live in the fucking... Now I'm Mr. Nuance. I have become Mr. Nuance, the base centrist. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm not just being blatantly partisan and saying, oh, if somebody fucking has a different opinion than me, everything they do is bad. Ah! Show me your war face. We're partisans. We're winning. We're kings. Ah! It does hurt my bum. It fucking bleeds in torrents of anal fucking leakage, blood, filth, and swine. Fucking depart from my anus daily. Daily, sir. You know how that feels? It doesn't feel too good. What the fuck? This show is just piss poor. We've won, Gator. Gator, we won. We have 850 viewers, and PPP only has 833. They won, guys. They won. It's over. We lost. We got BTFO'd by 17 viewers. There's just no way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There really is no easy way out of this. Like, I either have to, like, sit through this whole fucking show, or just admit I'm not man enough to listen to this torture, this auditory fucking visual torture. Either way, there's really no easy way.
There's no way I'm going to listen to this whole show. I'm going to go have a shower.
Are you a bad enough dude to watch the whole Ralph Retort? No, no one is. They're all bots over there watching that show. It's not good. It's not true. PPP's a liar. He view bots, even though his chat's 4 times faster than mine, and there's no stickers. Oh, fuck. There's some guy spamming Shanny to Janny over and over again. I might ban him. It's basically the equivalent of sticker spam. Fuck me. Shannon, we're only... Shannon, get the brooms! PPP's only 5 viewers behind, Shannon! Shannon, he's gonna pass us on D-Live and humiliate me again, Shannon! It's just him yelling into a phone, Shannon! Shannon, I had really good guests tonight! I worked hard on this show. I woke up at 8:30 to prepare.
At any rate,
I was late by 20 minutes anyway.
Without them, and without these 1 and 2 people shops, which are often trying to do a good job, like a restaurant that's just like 3 people working it is probably doing the best they can. With all that stuff gone,
probably
forever,
sometimes no. Sometimes the 3 people could just be cunts and terrible, and spit in your food and piss in your beverage.
December 2020,
you don't know.
Stuff is so gone. There's not even.
Somebody's pissed in this fucking Ralph's beverage, I think. That's the look on his face. We're beating him now by 10 viewers. It's tough for Ralph. It's tough. Dame, no. It's yeah. We lose, Dame.
Do you think he has faith?
Oh, hold on. We got to hear these super chats.
The left is not anti-corporate. I'll answer that. Yeah. It's very safe to say that.
I think it's the safest bet that you can take right now.
Say that is super safe. Mick Mack says, I've been critical of leftists. This dude is
Let's straw man the leftist position. That will surely win.
Tried for 6 months. Very kind of you, Zach. Thank you. Brother. Very kind of you. Mick Mack says, disaffected white right with proper left.
This show is bad.
Question mark.
Very, very bad.
I don't know what that means. I guess
he's drinking all the
I don't know. Maybe I'll try to
Yeah.
ask that another way. I'm not sure what you're getting at, but there is.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
the guest has already talked about.
I thought you didn't like them. That's why I was
And the
taking.
that was another conversation that you guys had. Where the labels are kind of useless in this day and age, kind of just meant as a way to stifle any type of true system busting.
You're new to
changes.
PPP. Who else has he gone against?
I don't
Sargon.
know. I guess I used to be comfortable
Nick
with when I was
Fuentes.
younger, but as I got older, I just thought, why?
Okay,
would you
here's
do
this
that?
pizza.
It just doesn't make
Okay.
sense to me to label
Right in the
myself.
fridge.
I mean, we have
Have
certain
it
leanings. I would say
tomorrow.
this
Fucking work.
this show probably leans a little right, for sure. But as far as identifying with a party, or I'm a left wing, or I'm whatever. Hitler, or I'm whatever, I don't know.
Just got freezy.
I don't personally Lotus Dye says, ask the guest his opinion on distributed.
No, I didn't have any freezes
Oh, I
today.
mean,
They're from
I'm
yesterday.
I'm a Belloc and Chesterton fan. I was
Well,
raised
from
on that
yesterday.
stuff. The Servile State, outline.
I think Ralph just said he doesn't have any sort of political opinion. He's not a member of either party. So he's just fully on the grift now, like just straight up baked Alaska-ing it.
3 acres and a mule or a cow is feasible, or like whatever sort of land schemes they had in place. I know. I mean, I grew up on a farm that had a goat and a horse and all that. It wouldn't have sustained. Wouldn't have sustained like an emaciated sparrow. That said, I think that,
So this guy's trying to say that nobody could self-sustain on a farm with 40 acres and a mule? What a retard.
Taking advantage of socialist planning.
There are people who definitely can survive with 40 acres of land.
A lot of their analysis
I don't know what to say to that.
Appropriated.
Am I insane, chat? Somebody look at... I'm going to look at the chat. Somebody explain, hit 1 if you think that you could survive off 40 acres and a mule of farmland. Press 2 if there's no way it wouldn't even sustain a sparrow.
Do you think Jermaine's ready for
What?
Oh yeah,
This is just
yeah.
insane.
I think Kamaru Usman's the best pressure grappler in the UFC.
Oh
right?
yeah, he was so much
It's
pressure.
great because what he does.
He
is
was
just
boring, so he's great. Ice cold takes here, like ice cold, like frosty fucking takes here. He's the fights are boring, so I love him.
Usman's one of the.
What a great take!
That's what I was going to say. When we were watching the fight, I was trying to explain to people, it's fucking exhausting to do this.
No, I'm sure it's exhausting there, Bibble. It's just no one wants to watch it, so nobody will pay to see it. So it's bad business.
Is that the other guy can't get away? He can't.
Flickering light, Keno says he too. The flickering light, it's just. Tyron Woodley again was also a boring fucking bum. We took basically there's zero difference in my mind between Tyron and Kamaru. They're both black brick shithouses that can't talk and wrestle about as boring as they possibly can. Nobody wants to grapple. Woo!
He's fast. He can be explosive.
I don't know. The fight with Colby that Kamaru had was good, but his last fight against Masvidal was dumb, trash, trash.
Pressure grapplers are great takedown guys.
Oh fuck!
And then, they will give up on it. But there is no better way to win than
I don't
to
know.
just
We're crushing
continuously
Ralph
do
now in
that. If you become a
viewership.
slugger,
He probably won't catch up
your
again.
chances of winning just go to 50-50 in like
tough.
every fight. Maybe you win. That's why you see all those.
Oh,
like,
only
Canadian
900
fans
viewers.
that
I know it's
rotate
over
through.
when Ralph
You know,
has
maybe
800.
Fedor gets
Oh.
knocked out. Maybe Matt Mitrione gets knocked out. Maybe Roy Nelson gets
fuck
knocked out.
off.
That's fine. I mean, it's. And like Roy Nelson's a good example. That guy's a good, good BJJ guy. He's always fat. He's always out of shape, but he could grapple. Just later on, he just threw punches.
What do you mean? Like, Roy Nelson's good at both, actually.
Rabbit on this because
Okay.
This is just terrible shit.
He did.
Who wants to hear this guy give his ice cold take on UFC? Not even an interesting take, just like the mainstream take. Well, my grappler is good. My grapple. Like, just the mainstream Reddit opinion. I'm sorry to make it all about Reddit here, but that's literally what this guy is like some Redditor new male personified.
Just as good
It's
as
not
Phil,
good.
Very good wrestler. He just doesn't
It's
want to
not
do it.
good.
And he's sold. It's hard. He's out of shape.
No, I'm not reading the threads on Reddit.
Usman, man. He's the best. Like right now,
Who would do
he
that?
makes every fight boring for the viewers in their opinion.
Honestly, trying to use Reddit is just a fucking
hard as hell
nightmare.
to do what he does. So he's great.
You don't want to know how Reddit works. It's just a fucking hug box. It's a garbage system. The whole karma system makes it so that only the general consensus opinion can be seen. So everybody just circle jerks endlessly, and all the subreddits usually have garbage moderation, over moderation out the ass. It just sucks. You don't want to use Reddit. It's just the reality.
Man, you just don't. Man, fuck off with that shit. You
There's
don't.
no way to recover. You control the entire
There
fucking
was another fight with the.
What is Bibble talking about?
I was going to the threads and saying, I am going to the store. How many strings do I need to tie around my penis and make it?
What the fuck? You know, even if it was a drug.
Amazing. Did people respond to it?
No, no one responded. I said, I'm going to the store. How many strings do I need to tie around my penis to make it?
Sorry, Bill, go ahead, real quick.
Holy fuck, I had like the fucking Kennedy the Third, like white pasties around my mouth there just about 10 seconds ago.
We don't talk about that on What's Left. That's what I like
not
write
good.
about for the Ringer. And
It's not
stuff
good.
Like that. We don't talk about that on What's Left usually.
It's over.
But
It's over, guys. People are tuning out of my fucking show.
Sometimes there's a fight and we'll call it, so we both like order the pay-per-view, we call it. We don't show it on screen, and people will watch it at home, do whatever they're going to do. And it's good, so you should
My show is just terrible surfing. We only have 80 more viewers than Ralph Surfer. No. The show is dying.
I have not.
The show is dying.
I think Amy has. I have not.
Wait, right
Oh,
on
my
that
whole
says,
scalp is so
there-
fucking itchy.
Is it starting to peel, or is it fucking...
Something video says this diamond is for your perfectly coiffed hair. Ooh, it is pretty nice.
Can you host cater after your show? I'd have to be an affiliate for that. I don't know if they're going to give me affiliate. I don't know if they're going to give me partner status. If they give me partner status when I hit 1,000 followers, I'm just going to laugh so hard at Ethan. It's just going to be hilarious, because then I'll be the captain of D-Live then, Ethan. You don't have shit, pal. You don't have a partnership, but I might. You know, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm just kicking his ass on his own platform. Not even trying. We don't have the gun guard tonight. We don't have Dispatch. We don't have Wild Smile. We don't have any of the guests. We're still kicking his ass. If we had any sort of semblance of a real show other than me yelling into a camera, we would have double his viewers, you know, guys. That's the reality. It's the reality. PPP, what is the status on Joshua Connor Moon's penis? The status on Joshua Connor Moon's penis is that it's not working very well. Honkamania, either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. Disavow. You delivered nothing, which is a weird flex, I know. They call me fucking Flexington, bitch. That's how hard I'd be flexing on you, a punk ass, son.
What is that going to accelerate towards?
Oh no, John Ross Spurgs are here. I don't know who John Ross is.
You guys are kind of talking
If PPP
about
hits
this.
1K followers, he'll wear a vest. That's right, I will.
On social media,
I like that you're sucking Josh's dick. I just said his dick didn't work, so I don't know.
Heads 24/7.
I'm not sucking his dick there. I'm pointing out that it doesnesn't work very well. He himself has admitted that because he's been circumcised, I guess. I don't know.
It appears we're on the cusp of serious racial violence or sectarian.
Imagine sucking Josh's dick.
I mean,
Good
I
one,
think
PP
that
Poo.
The media coverage of both,
Vest streak
non-stop media
went.
coverage
Probably
of
no.
both
It might be a
COVID
one-time
and,
for all
all
time
the
vest
underlying
appearance.
social or surrounding social issues. I don't know who could consume that from a
Who's
bucket
the
all
gun
day
guard that's
long,
deflecting?
and
Probably
that's so normal
Dame.
at the end
Maybe
of the day.
Gator's pulling
I
a
have
double
to
duty
deliberately
tonight.
tune out to much
God
of
only
that, as
knows.
many people seem unable to.
Wonderful, wonderful. This show is wonderful tonight.
I can't say for sure.
I have to improv
there's
out my
something
fucking
that
ass
is problematic
because
about
this show
people's
gives me
presentation
nothing
of
to work
news across the
with.
major networks.
Wonderful, wonderful, oh so wonderful, my life. This is fucked.
It's just breaking news. It just breaks. It breaks all day long. It breaks 24/7.
No
every
news is
individual
breaking on this
story
show.
is a tragedy, and it's all falling to pieces.
Is every story?
To tie that back to accelerationism, like if you watch the news, and then there's all the lingering things in the background, right, like the climate stuff and everything like that. Like if you watch the news, you would assume that each day is possibly like, the next day is going to be the rapture or something.
I don't know.
The news breaks.
I want to
so
see
much.
the next
And the
guest.
hosts on all of these shows.
I
even
have
like the
faith
ones
it's
that
going to
supposedly
improve,
anchor
sir.
news shows like Don Lemon or Chris Cuomo.
I think it's going to improve.
Their tones are
How can it get
so,
worse than this?
Pumped up and angry,
What
and
if he had
just like the
Weasel
opinion
on?
is so.
No, it would
visceral.
probably be way
There's
better
no
if
way
he
to
got
consume
Weasel
this,
on, and I'm not
and-
even joking. Like, at
and
least
like,
Weasel
anytime
would
you
try
want
to
reaction
own
that,
Ralph
I don't
before he
believe
got
in the
blown
idea of
out.
neutrality as such. We know that's not possible,
You know.
but there's a way to present things and
This is
on certain types of programming.
the best part of the show is Surfer flicking the light switch.
It's
That is the best part of the show, guys. Yay! Great show here tonight. Really good show. All my friends abandoned me. My guests can't come on. I'm stuck watching the kill stream. I have fucking terrible depression. My penis isn't working anymore, I guess. I'm like Josh. At least I don't live in Siberia, I guess.
Go to one of the pay services that the 1% read. So like Bloomberg, FT, Wall Street Journal.
True. New York Times,
Yeah.
even their international coverage.
Oh my god, the New York Times is bad. Breaking news, the sky is blue. Water is wet. The Washington Post is biased. Wow. Groundbreaking shit here, guys. Groundbreaking hot takes here that you can't hear anywhere else but on this fat fucking retard show. Oh, fuck. His viewers are in the toilet as well.
With their coverage of the world scene, because they consider themselves world citizens, basically. But anyway,
Nationals. But let me ask you this, completely unrelated. What's your everyday carry? Or your suggestion for everyday carry?
Mine?
Yeah, that's your everyday carry, because
So,
I know you lost all
why
yours.
do we
But
have
what's
this,
your
like,
suggestion for
moderate
everyday
liberal
carry?
on who carries guns? Like, what's
I
the
mean,
point?
You can go to a gun show, guy, and get an AK kit for like $500. You should be all right with that.
You're going to carry an AK every day? The guy doesn't own a gun. That answer proves he's just a fucking joke.
that's your everyday carry?
It's not my everyday care. I have no.
Nobody
You have a gun, buddy?
Nobody every day carries an AK.
No, we're good.
Where's your gun?
Okay.
It's right in my
What about-
fucking
what
pants
would you
where it
suggest
belongs.
to someone in everyday
Between my
carry?
legs.
You said that one doesn't work.
No, it does. Trust me, it does.
Oh,
Sometimes it
I-
jams.
I-
Sometimes it jams the odd
I
time.
mean,
Most of the time, it
probably
shoots
if I was
fucking
45,
accurate
you know,
and
Long
hard.
Arms is a cheap gun maker.
You know, Surfer,
that
you
should
know.
be all right
How does
for
it
the
jam?
average person.
Well, sometimes you just you have some difficulties if you're with a pig.
You're
You're trying to smash a fucking pig with your gun. and then it jams up.
I'd say,
That's 300.
Well, would you not try and kill a pig with your gun?
But like, I think that's 300, 400 bucks. That's not bad.
Well, I'm talking about my gun. What do you think I'm talking about?
26, 9mm carries up.
What's the price point on that though? 600, 700 bucks or more?
Oh, probably now, but yeah, it should be around 500.
Okay.
That's what it was
normal
before the world.
circumstances.
Yeah, before the world went under.
Well, gun shows are still like good deals. Like there was one at the Monroeville Mall here recently that had friends picked up some stuff, very, very good prices. Not sure why, but stuff had to be moved there. Like inventory was moving there, so like there's still deals to be had.
The show isn't good.
All right, yeah, that's completely unrelated to the world.
People want math with Surfer.
Yeah. Don't take my advice on that for anything like beyond the.
Guys, what am I supposed to do? What?
Fuck, I gotta work at 6 in the fucking morning.
Look at this guy. He's just been spamming math with Surfer over and over.
How am I gonna do math? And I gotta work at fucking 6 in the morning.
You can't give them a quick lesson on some bullshit for 15 minutes after you get out of the shower.
No, I gotta wake up at 20 after 5.
That the Serval State is definitely, it's 150 pages.
What a disaster,
It's really easy to
Surfer.
read. Chesterton's outline of sanity.
Well, at
is a
least
really
you're on
easy
camera.
read.
All the girls are really excited
200
there.
pages, not bad.
Yeah, other guys' penises
Carl
that are gay
Schmitt's,
are
the
getting
concept
hard,
of
I'm
the
sure.
political, we talked about that on What's
they're-
Left a lot. That thing is
Yeah,
like
you know,
100 pages long if you take out the stuff.
They're
5 to the power of 4.
That's an easy book to read, and if you keep in mind that it was
625.
written right before Hitler took power.
You
and it
teach
was
them,
written as a way of,
Surfer.
like, hopefully
Teach
You know,
them-
it's a
That
cool
thing is
one.
a
Teach them about the
interesting book,
parabola.
But it's also, universal.
Tell them about
universally
flattening the
relatable
curve with the
and relatable to
parabola.
present-day concerns, because it talks about what we talked about on the show a lot, which is
If the parabola is centered about 0 and it's just x squared,
importance of understanding
the
like,
difference
who your
is 1 squared is 1 and 2 squared is 4. So the difference is 3. And the next difference is 5. 4 to 9 is 5. And then the next difference is 7. Is 16. And the next difference will be fucking 9. And it goes up, so on and so forth.
He says, dude, that's an ellipse, not a parabola.
No, that's a fucking parabola, buddy.
Real Fed Bundy says it's American History X squared.
Now- Here's a cool one. You know, I sort of like this one. 72.
Viewership skyrocketing for math with
Is
Surfer.
it?
Yeah, it is.
Break down 72 into its fucking prime factors. And what do you get? Factor out 72.
What is 72?
72 is a number, buddy. It's
What? What do you mean?
72. 72 is 2 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 2.
What?
Now that's sort of cool. No, it
What?
is. It is. It's 2 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 2. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is 72. Which is sort of cool, you know. That just fucking gets me all giddy, you know. It fucking juices me up a little bit.
I just don't understand math
Well,
with Surfer.
72 is one of those numbers, too, you see in, like, the Bible and whatnot.
Well, it's where I see the 72 virgins that I'm going to get when I martyr myself for Allah.
Well, that's it. Like, the reason, like, you gotta think, why do they use 72? Well, it's fucking 6 times 12, but it's 2 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 2. It's just it works out like that.
No, it makes sense.
I don't know how else to really explain it.
Jules Rimet still gleaming. All right.
The most famous lives in existence and would happily throw most people
But
into
no, a parabola is
and
x
it's like-
squared. And
Who is this
ellipse-
femoid?
Like, sorry.
Who is this
normal people just need
femoid?
to be mocked. That's what it means to be privileged, and so you've got to die. And
An ellipse is fucking x squared over a squared
Oh.
And I was talking. Or go ahead, finish your thought.
plus. I believe it's
I was
plus.
talking-
I think the hyperbola is minus and the ellipse.
Somebody asked, what does Euclidean mean? What does Euclidean mean?
And
Oh,
I could sort of get
math
between
that Euclid did.
From
Like,
even just from the discourse within the left.
Euclid
like,
was
all
a
of the
famous
stuff that people
mathematician.
alt-right
And he
kids, like,
fucking
pure evil
wrote a
about,
bunch
like,
of different
Me
fucking
Too
books
being necessary.
on his
And so I sort of
postulates
managed
or
to sort of
whatever the
limit myself
fuck.
a little bit on certain
You know, and
questions,
Euclidean
like,
math is just math that
Me Too's kind of
Euclid did.
crazy, like ruining a lot of people's lives.
Surfer, are you gonna tweak your nipples for the chat?
No, I'm just scratching.
You're not gonna tweak your nipples for the team?
What do you mean tweak my nipples?
You just gotta give yourself a purple nurple, tweak your nipple.
I'm not gonna do that.
What? You're letting the fans down. They wanted to see nipple tweaking with Surfer.
Toxic
do
masculinity
that.
when they like express.
Oh,
What
man.
you're gonna do, Surfer's gonna have a fucking shower.
You want to go do a shower stream? You're gonna take the phone with you into the shower?
We're not doing showering with Surfer.
What about showering with Surfer?
Surfer's gonna go have a shower on his own.
We need showering with Surfer. That's what the people need. That's the only way to save my show, my failing, dying show. Just gonna fucking cry myself to sleep. Wipe the tears with my lemons there, I guess. Who is this whore? Why are we listening to her? Does anybody in the chat know who this is?
As an enemy from day one, how can you possibly be
Now, a parabola.
It just becomes so clear throughout it that like.
You can also fucking define a parabola
as just these like
by
labels or brand identities because
a focus and a directrix.
5 minutes to somebody who calls themselves
Which
a
the
capitalist
focus
today.
is a
I don't
fucking
know what you
point.
think you're doing, but whatever you're doing.
Why
is
is
not-
she continuing to talk? Why are we being subjected to this, Ethan?
In every way, shape, or form. So it just became increasingly clear throughout that.
The directrix is like a line underneath or over top of the parabola, and the focus is like a point inside of it, like in the middle. It lines up with the fucking vertex. And the fucking any line, like if you take, like say you have your parabola and your directrix and your focus, any line from the fucking focus to the parabola to any point on the parabola is going to be equal to the fucking length of that line, the perpendicular bisector of the fucking directrix to that.
Go have a shower. This is craziness.
And that's actually like the definition of what a
I feel
parabola
like
is.
enemy number one.
Oh man, Surfer on the parabola is the best shit. He really explains it well, guys. He's thorough.
I don't know if that was a very good explanation.
I think it
but that's
was.
what a parabola is.
I think it
Other
was
than
pretty
just
good.
saying it's fucking X squared, you know?
The type of politics that could potentially.
It's actually defined by the fucking focus and the directrix.
Oh fuck.
Then they
That makes sense though, guys.
spend the better part of a year having blue checks.
Sorry, Honk Community. The shower stream isn't happening.
Clear that, like,
Maybe tomorrow.
what they claim to be doing.
Maybe
and
if
what
we
they're
got an
actually
Injet
doing, two very different-
and
it's an
Surfer would do the
anti-feminism
shower
that
stream,
I
but
thought that was
probably not there, guys.
some small.
I've done a shower stream before. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow morning.
Was scum and we're never
You know.
going to be on your side. But what I didn't quite realize is the extent to which all of the so-called socialists were completely full of shit as well. But that became
Wow, so surprising.
Lots of
Socialists are
bullshit.
full of shit.
So,
What a
like,
great
I guess
take
I
from this
spent most
whore.
of that time being cancelled by like all the same people basically who go after the alt-right. Like, you know, they'll spend a weekend cancelling me, and then the following weekend it would be, you know, members of the right.
I don't
And then,
think
like, 2 months
anybody
later,
is
they're
getting
like, oh,
canceled. Like, you're
you
not
didn't
getting
listen to me, I
canceled.
just
Like,
got
you don't
hired
even
by the
matter.
Southern Poverty
Who
Law
cares?
Centre. I'm like,
You're a
oh,
you're a
that's
woman.
fucking
No
good.
one
Like,
cares.
It's very clear to me that, like, these people... Like, I know people joke about...
Why
like,
is
first
Ralph
they came
letting
for
her
the
go on
socialists.
for this
No,
long?
bitch.
Because
First
she's
they came
filling
for the
dead air?
communists. They're the ones they really need to get rid of. They can tolerate, like, these fake socialists who basically sound like every, like, upper middle class guilty liberal whose politics are no different than them. Like, they can tolerate them, but they just, like, steal valor from this, like, working class.
They just like steal the valor from the real working class, and like
You know what I mean? Like,
communism is like super cool, guys, and like the champagne socialists are filled, and Ethan's just like, yes, communism good, bah, Bah, I agree with all my guests now because I can't risk offending anyone or I won't get to fucking have any guests. I'm down to the bottom of the barrel guests.
The first time was in January.
Be better off not to have guests or callers than have this shit. Like, can't Ralph just start filling dead air? Like, I have to fucking compete. Like, I have to actually talk during my whole show. I know it's a novel concept, actually talking during a talk show. I know it is novel for you there, Ethan, but
That was all it took.
what the fuck?
And so that meant, but like that's obviously in that context that means electorally.
Well, yeah. You know what?
but
I'm
not
very
because
careful
of it,
about that. You know, seriously, I've had to rephrase some tweets or sit there and say I need to put a qualifier after.
What a
Say
loser.
not literally, where it's just common turns of phrase. Where it's
Yeah,
where I
but
start
that's the
thinking.
beauty of it.
Why don't you just tweet what you want and get banned like a real man instead of self-censoring? You self-censoring is perpetuating the problem, Ethan, you pussy. You
This actually
bitch.
gets people who
You
don't
cock.
even have a guilty mind.
You sword.
Like I would never even like it forces you to think that way. Like,
I don't even think Worski's gonna be on this
but, like,
show.
if
This
you
is just a
actually,
train
like,
wreck.
instantly just saying it in
I
the
just-
context of an
I
election.
don't want to do this
Because I'm not
shit.
thinking about physically beating people.
What am I
It
supposed to
didn't even
do?
occur to me
I know
that-
it's
that
boring,
that was
unending
morally
ritual.
problematic.
Press
You know what I
one,
mean? So it's like,
fucking, to cancel this show and go to bed.
Like what it
Press
feels
2
like
to
is
fucking
people
keep
who
the show
in
going.
doublespeak all the time. People who are anticipating the worst possible interpretation of things. Another reason I got cancelled one time for like the whole weekend is because somebody in my replies said something about the J left, and me being innocent, like non-committed to any kind of like anti-Jewish.
I'm in
politics,
hell.
I didn't even know that J left meant.
I guess
Jews.
if we
I
get
thought
to
it was
1,000
something
viewers, I don't know. I don't know if we'll
and
even
so
get
like
there,
that
boys.
I
Like,
don't
people are
really
tuning in. They're like, oh my god,
I just
the kill
used to
stream,
be
there's
like,
nothing
"Oh,
even to
I'm
make
like,
fun of because it's
you
so
know,
bad and
because,
boring.
I'm
Like,
just, like,
how many times can you repeat, like, it's boring, it's blasé, it's fucking milquetoast, like, it's unnecessary, the callers suck,
paranoid freak who's
guests
like
are
double
bad.
thinking everything. I don't double think everything. I just say what I think to be true. That's like a problem with these
double
things.
think anything.
All right, let me take some callers. We got you in here. We got Oliver still here. Gator's here. I think Bibble's still here. I believe Andy Worski's going to join us before long as well. Let me get some callers in. The co-host here of the What's Left podcast. Speaking of podcasts, we had to.
It's just a disaster for Ethan. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, he's at 842 and I'm at 900.
RSS. We only lost about,
You know,
I don't know, 15 to 20% of the feed, so we're getting close, Gator, to full capacity there, but it's a long climb back the last couple weeks. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm not going to be able to stay. I've got to go. I'm not. I can't be on a stream with a woman.
Yeah.
good, Bibble. Bibble has some dignity. He's going to leave the show.
As a Muslim.
I understand.
So-
Yeah, the mic.
Yeah, Bibble, get off this show. Save yourself.
Yeah.
Save yourself, buddy. It's just a fucking train wreck. The guest is terrible.
I'm just messing around. I gotta go to work early. Fuck this shit.
Get out of here.
Bibble's had enough.
You say,
Tap out, Bibble. I'm tapping too, Bibble. Let me out! Let me out! Oh my god, let me out! I'm tapping! I'm in like a fucking crippler crossface! Oh my god!
That's for you, chat. See you later.
It's like I'm in hell.
It's some anime thing. I honestly don't even know. Really, it's something that anime, like female. Do you know? What? The off camera's trying to tell me. Ooh, it's just from anime. Yeah, it's just from anime.
Guys, am I being fucking over dramatic?
Characters in anime
Press
say-
1 if PPP is being over dramatic about how boring and piss poor the show is. Press 2 if he's like understating actually how fucking terrible it is. And be honest, like, I don't want to be bullshitted on this.
Dude, but some people in the audience.
It's actually
are.
unbearable.
All right, now,
I
let's.
have an anecdote anecdote for you that I think is also very indicative. It was so funny because
Who is watching this shit?
Time, like around Me Too, and then also
No, but really, who actually fucking every night sits down with a drink in their hand at 9:30 and watches this? You gotta ask yourself, like, who are these people? They walk amongst us. You might, chances are you wouldn't meet one of these people in society, but you might. Like, these are real humans.
Like media outlets.
Or are they? Are they just all bots? Who knows?
I watched a bit of the Kill Stream and a bit of Medicare a couple of years ago.
You watched a bit of Medicare?
I don't know if you still do it anymore. I don't watch any of this shit anymore. But there was blood sports as well.
We do on occasion. Yeah, we just had one the other day.
But it's so funny to me because, like, on the one hand, within the left, they all say, like, you know, things like, these people want to, like, genocide everyone whose skin isn't brown. Like, all this, like, hyperventilating bullshit. And then I watch bits of it, I'm like, yeah, like, these people are easily far more, like, decent to one another and to, like, in their logics, so much more fucking honest than the shit that goes on in the left. And I just found that
super chat over.
This is fucking miserable. There was this guy, Medicare, and I saw one of his videos, and there was a thing called blood sports, I think. And, like, there was blood sports guys, and, like, it was good there, guys, and they think everybody is a Nazi, but no, guys, they like to have fun and do blood sports, like...
And anyway, then on my old account, I think I don't even know if you remember this, Ralph, but you mentioned something about wanting to have, like, non-crazy leftists on your program. And I mentioned that to the guy I was doing the podcast with at the time. And he's like, oh, hell fucking no. And I was like, oh, damn, they seem like nice people. Like, I wouldn't like
yeah, so I talked to you. I didn't say, we DM'd and I was like, hey, why don't you come on the show? And I'm like,
exactly.
I don't know. You know, maybe
I'm finding my center to get through this show, like...
You know...
See, I'm happy to talk to anyone, and I think actually within the left, that's very much like that's a no-go.
I'm at Disneyland.
Yeah, but
I'm riding Space Mountain. I'm riding Space Mountain.
The politics that you support and really actually speaking to people who have different politics is a critical part of, like, doing politics.
Well, yeah, what's the point if you're just going to talk to every single person you agree
Guys,
with?
okay, here's the deal. If I cut off my finger, can I stop watching the show? I'm serious, like, I'm just going to cut off my fucking pinky finger live on the show in 5 minutes, okay? And then we're going to stop watching. I'm going to cut my fingers off rather than watch this any longer. And then can I stop watching this shit?
Like, to me, that's how you get smarter at defending what you believe is by speaking to
Should I burn my pubes off with a barbecue lighter there?
The right become like the left, where there's a certain subset of opinions you're allowed to have, and if you don't have exactly those opinions, you're immediately canceled. You see it now with the Ben Shapiro's of the right, where they go around and try
cut off with a fucking barbecue lighter.
100% my enemy. I'm going to move heaven and earth to be canceled.
I just haven't put it on YouTube yet because I don't know how to blur my cock out of it.
They advance is TPDSA, basically.
I can blur it out if you send it.
You know what I mean? Like, there's actually a far more
I can do that
between Charlie Kirk and AOC than anyone is prepared to admit.
I'll send it.
Yes, send it via email.
Both are keeping their operations.
You want it on the Surfer
don't
channel?
Call those people grifters because they're
we'll do
providing some kind of entertainment service. They're doing
So yeah, there's something, guys. We're gonna put out the video finally. It's been teased for years. People have been waiting for this footage.
Chat? No, yesterday I went to the Subculture channel on fucking DLive and I followed it, you know, so I could interact with chat on the Subculture channel. And as soon as I clicked follow, not but 5 seconds later, like I didn't even leave a comment. All I did was follow. And not but 5 seconds later, you're banned. Drunken Surfer has been muted in the chat. And I didn't even say one word.
Do you know?
You know.
What bastards. What cunts.
Like, not but 5 seconds in, fucking Andy's mods muted me. You know.
Just terrible.
You know, and you got all these idiots that, oh, he's gonna say the N slur tonight, like at the end of Ralph's show. And he goes, and I might even say the N slur tonight.
And they're saying they're saying nigga over and over again, right? And they're pretending they're like, isn't this the best show in the world? Like, we're saying nigga.
What a juvenile thing! Like chat spamming like pictures of N's. And
it's just stupid.
And
like,
he goes, I'll say the N slur tonight.
Just saying the N slur. It doesn't make you cool, Andy. It doesn't make this a fucking breaking boundaries show. You're just a fucking child that's playing with his penis.
About niggers, just say niggers. You don't have to fucking make it a big deal that you're gonna say the N slur.
It's just retarded, Oh, guys, we have that. And they were like, we have the nigga button, the nigga button, the nigga button. What? They're emailing D-Live. It's like, who gives a shit?
Like, is fucking Andy 13 and is his chat 7?
They want to just take $200 million from working people to advance their own careers, and they don't care for any reason.
Yeah, eventually became a COVID charity. My wife had to stop.
And you have people, honestly, who come at me and be like, Canadian hate speech laws, and think I'm going to go to prison. Like, there's just no way. It just doesn't happen. It's never prosecuted. You're more likely to end up in the Human Rights Tribunal in a civil case than you are in a criminal case. It's just not worth the system's time to prosecute people for that, for one. For two, the burden of proof has to be so high because intention matters when it comes to these hate speech laws. And three, anytime they push through a case like this, it could go to the courts and be fucking overruled. So they really don't like to push that stuff. It's not like it is in the UK. It's just not going to happen. And honestly, I would very welcomingly die on that cross. If I can't say what I want when I want, I'd sooner just be in prison where I can. So that's how it is.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I really love the show.
Good job,
Great
Butters.
As always, I'm sorry you got canceled, Amy. That sucks.
Who cares about Amy?
You deserve a better
Tee-hee, I was canceled. Tee-hee.
Experience.
This guy's white knighting for the liberal guest.
Calling into this show, and right when I call in,
Ralph's even face palming. He's like, "What the fuck?"
I just start saying, I want
"Please,
your
can
fluids.
I have your pussy?"
Your fluids.
That's what he said. He literally just said that.
Get out of here.
Woman tried to
play simp detector
sex with a roller coaster.
Don't bring that back up. Yeah, she tried to fuck a roller coaster.
What?
Ferris wheel, actually.
What?
Alright, let's see here.
What are they even talking about?
Have a bad one that says, shit, sorry, where's SBCC? Press 3 for Greek. I don't know where he's at. He came back and did a test stream earlier this year, but Kyler SC with 5 1-month subscriptions to users in the channel. Very kind of you, sir. Very, very kind. Super Sasha X says, everyone has AIDS. Pro Remover says, this guy's way better than that last low IQ lefty. That's not very kind to say.
But they're all mid-mix. He's totally accurate.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can give you, like, that exactly.
This is a fucking joke. You're absolutely right. Who said that? Yeah, Makos is right. The kill stream's an absolute fucking joke. This is, I'm muting it. I can't do it for fucking 5 seconds. I just gotta say this. The show's a fucking joke. It's supposed to be this, like, alt-right, edgy talk show where they get guests on and they have debates and there's fucking battles and crazy shit happening. What we've just witnessed is, like, an hour and a half of just straight fucking, like, bullshit, blasé circle jerk about UFC and Kamaru Usman and Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg. Just the fucking lamest content. Then we get some dumb Australian cunt on to tell us about how she's been canceled and the burden that she's faces being canceled. And then we have a fucking caller come on and just straight up simp for her and beg to have her juices in his mouth. Wow, what a great fucking show there. I'm sure it really appeals to the demographic you're going for, to the point where this guy is pulling in more viewers. When I was 30 fucking minutes late, a lot of people gave up on the show. Didn't think it was going to happen. I have 1/20th of his followers on this platform. Your show is dead. It's fucking dead. Just bury it in a fucking grave. My show right now sucks cock because it's supposed to be responding to this show, which is so boring and terrible, Surfer, that there's nothing we can make out of it. What's your take?
I don't know. I was thinking about parabolas.
Okay.
Because when I realized that, they're still stupid, and I taught for Kaplan, you can teach anybody to do better at them, but at the same time, they do kind of hold the line. When I took the bar exam here in Pennsylvania, 70% of us pass every time, and 30% don't pass, and 15% never pass. They keep taking it and failing it. And you really shouldn't practice law after the fourth or fifth failure of that. I hate to say it. I hate to say that there's a failure.
It's all right, let's call time on this whole endeavor.
Yeah, go be a pet technician or
you already put so much money into being a lawyer. Surely they can let you be a junior lawyer or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Not a full lawyer, but the Dunside lawyer or some shit.
The joke is that the person that fails the bar is
the
Kathleen
dentist
Sullivan.
version of a doctor. You know what I mean?
Do you think? Does Ralph really
The
think
joke is
he
that if
could
you
pass
fail
the bar?
Especially if you came out of a prestigious school.
What are we
Harvard,
talking about?
You can become a law professor. Kathleen Sullivan, who was a famous lawyer, I think at one point tried to retake the California bar and failed it. So the joke is, if you go through all that critical legal study stuff at Harvard or Yale,
but the bar isn't an easy test.
Well, good. There's still a fate waiting for you. You can also become the dean of a college, any job.
I love these people who don't have law degrees, who don't have any type of degree, who are going to spit on a lawyer who went through law school and failed the bar.
Potentially, any one of those.
Okay, from the lofty grandeur of your trailer.
Excuse me. Valiant's brand says Hex is first high-interest blockchain CD, and then he says Hex.com. I don't know about that, but Chili Dog says the pending eviction crisis is very worrying. Southern Dingo, who I brought in and who didn't speak, says, where is that accent from? I believe he was
Who
speaking
fucking
to
cares about Southern Dingo? He tries to come into my Twitter mentions and say, you should stop, no one cares what you have to say. Well, evidently people care more about me than they care about that guy.
That's pretty bad. All right. Brazilian,
It's so funny how Americans say Aussies, you say Aussies. Canadians are the same. I've lived in Canada for a while, so I'm kind of used to it.
Brazilian says Marxism will always fail. Men are inherently.
Everybody on this show is legitimately brain dead.
Never heard that.
No, I think
I might soon be fucking brain dead from listening to it.
Universities and the socialism.
You're drawing out the fucking shit, Surfer.
That's all.
Surfer's gonna hit us with a real solid math fucking.
And I
don't even know what to call it, but it's going to be amazing.
Entirely opposed to universities and academics and the USSR. So I get where you're coming from. So.
All right. By the way, guest. Yes, John Ward. It's still good. He was confirming for next week.
Yeah, Dingo's like a B-tier Rand bot. He's nowhere near as good as Rand bot. He just comes on to yell the gamer words.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Actually, yes. Yeah, see, exactly. That's the type of reaction we want. People know this guy just outside of his spheres. I've seen Sword of Skill.
Who?
He's going to be on Friday.
Who?
Lana Locktiff from Red Ice is going to be on Tuesday, August the 4th. On Wednesday, it's going to be John Ward. That's Wednesday, August the 5th. Friday, August the 7th, Mark Collett.
Okay.
Longtime Killstream guest. And then Jay Dyer on Monday, August the 5th. I will have read his book by then, Esoteric Audio.
You still haven't even read his book.
Surely to God I will have it read by then. We'll see. All right. Now, Dingo, they say Dingo's ready. All right, we'll take Dingo, another caller or two, maybe some more super chats. We'll get the guests out of here. We have some other stuff, too.
What do you have?
The guests to join
what does he have?
The What's Left podcast.
I'm excited, Surfer. Ralph's got some really great stuff for us on this show.
I don't know how polite Dingo's going to be. We'll see. He's kind of a, I don't know.
That's okay.
A wild card. Dingo!
Hey, Ralph.
Yes, hello, sir.
Hey, buddy. Sorry, I don't know. I was trying on my computer, dude, and I don't know what it is about your Discord, but it won't go in there. Anyways, sorry. But yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing
great.
But anyways,
what a good call.
I did catch that you were from Australia. A little later, as soon as I heard you say something with the letter O in it. You guys put like a very soft R on the end of your O's. It's really short, like nar. I like it.
Is that a southern accent?
Is it?
Absolutely not. I'm from New York. You can't tell.
Gold star caller. Amazing caller.
But yeah. Thank you.
Is that it? Is that all he's got?
I think it's just 3 questions. And they are like yes or no.
Yeah, he's like a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
But they're not trick questions.
Mm-hmm.
1, is racial diversity a strength in a society? 2, is homosexuality detrimental to society in any way? If so, in what way or ways? 3, is it okay to be explicitly pro-white if you're white?
What a great fucking caller.
Well, I mean, I think all of these things like are very much dependent on context. I mean,
what?
Me, framing issues as about like racial diversity as such kind of misses the point. Like, you can have a society that has, people of different like haplotypes or whatever, and if that society is functional, then the race stuff doesn't come into it. But if that society is dysfunctional, then blaming
this is just a completely incoherent, rambling answer that doesn't answer any of the 3 questions he fucking presented.
Different cultures and different ethnicities, and you do nothing to try to acclimatize and acculturate those people to the new society, then you're going to have actually like racially oriented problems in your society. This has nothing to do with like
what a classic kill stream
necessarily being like fundamentally unable to live together. It's because if you integrate people from a culture that's fundamentally hostile to like say liberal precepts, and you do nothing like culturally and economically to integrate those people, then yeah, you're gonna have huge fucking problems. Which is why, like, if you are integrating large groups of people into your society, you need to have like huge amounts of like cultural support to integrate those people culturally to your society. But apparently now it's racist to expect people to be able to have any kind of like shared political project or any kind of shared like language or anything. But it's like, get a grip. People could live together functionally if there's no such thing as like a common language or a set of common values that you subscribe to. So I think, yeah, like attempting to have huge amounts of people migrate into an area solely for the purpose of
in a society like
to the capitalists, and they don't need people to get along. They want people to feed each other's throats because that's how you have cheaper labor. Like, if the entire working class is divided along racial lines and fucking hates each other, it's incredibly useful for the boss. Which is why they're instituting all this pro-diversity rhetoric, which is like makes people see themselves as racial groups instead of seeing themselves as workers who should all hate that motherfucking boss. As opposed
why
to
should you hate your boss?
So to me, like, all those questions
why
fundamentally depend on the context.
Why?
Like,
it doesn't make any sense. Like, the supervisor at your call center isn't the guy who's organized the system that's fucking you. I don't know if you've realized that yet or not. Your direct boss at McDonald's, your manager, didn't invent McDonald's, doesn't own it. Like, you're never probably even going to meet the owner of the business that is supposedly exploiting you under capitalism, who owns the means of production. And again, like, having the mentality of hating your boss when he's just doing the best he can to succeed within the boundaries of the system.
I'd also add that people
what a fucking retarded take.
I don't like to advise people to read, it's boring, but like, people should read Bear, B-E-R, Borachov's little essay on nationalism. It was written at the turn of the century, the early 20th century, when folks like most of my mom's family were coming over here and being used to staff mills and coal mines and so forth. And he talks
Gentlemen,
about
press
how
1
cheap
to end the show.
Fosters a
2 to
sense
keep
of
it going.
nationalism,
1 to end the show, 2 to keep it
to
going.
worker solidarity within the national confines. And talks
Viewers
about
are
how all these
collapsing
levers are
because
pulled by individuals,
no one wants to listen to this.
Defines boss as the people.
It doesn't matter that I'm making fun of it.
Reaping the fruits of the labor, reaping the profits of that labor. So people wanting to read more
it's not
about
definitive
that should read
either
that
way.
essay. It's 5 or 6 pages.
I mean, there are a
It's
lot
on-
more people saying to end the show, but
Yeah, there's absolutely some good critiques, like in Marxism, there's some good critiques of capitalism. There's no doubt about it.
Okay,
but the
great.
difference is, like what I see, like Amy, you
In Marxism, there are good
A
points.
few minutes describing like why racial diversity is not a plus in society, because if you have it, you said yourself that you have to institute all these other things to make it work. And it's like, if you have to have a chaser, maybe you shouldn't be taking a shot. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, another thing they use is racial diversity to exploit other things. But the main thing is, like, the reason there's a difference in the Marxist critiques of capitalism, the way they play class, wars instead of the race wars. The difference between the racial and the class aspect, to me, is yes, you had ethnic diversity played upon by capitalism.
yeah, every show is like this, Soriana.
Like
Every
Irish and
show.
everybody else. But the difference
Other than,
is,
like,
with
maybe
racial
the
diversity,
Captain
there
Tazariak
are
and
just
Halsey
differences
show
in the
was
races,
good.
and that's perfectly fine. But some of these
That was one
differences,
show in the last
like,
4 or
doesn't make
5
anybody worse
months.
or better, but some of these differences lead to different outcomes in a society built by the mother race.
So far as yesterday's show, I think Godwinson pushed the father about as well as he could. I think it went well. I have no regrets about that interview.
Yeah, sure. Take that. So, like,
So I'm just trying to clarify, like, what do you mean the one who built it? Like, you had, Native American
we
people
built
first,
this
who went
place.
looking first,
No.
and then African American slavery had
They
at
didn't build
least a
it.
contingent of building, but they were part of the project. You can like it or not like
not
it,
really.
but you can really play a role.
No.
Okay.
I mean, look,
I'm not
listen,
interested
listen,
in
like, there was-
denying the reality. I'm also not interested in that retarded 1619 project, which is totally delusional as well. But to me,
listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but like, I'll answer your question if you allow me. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great if I could address something.
All right, Dingo, go ahead. You just talked for 10 minutes straight almost. Go ahead.
No, he
Dingo,
didn't.
Go ahead.
Shut up, Ethan.
Well,
You're
I mean,
just
no, I didn't get to
simping.
finish the point at all. So what I'm
Ethan's
saying is, like,
simping for the
different
female
races
guest.
live different in different
And,
societies.
like, again, he's just
America was
eventually
not
going to
built by
ban
Indians.
Dingo
America
from the
was kinda here,
show.
then we built America, and you could say whether it was fair or not, whatever. But what
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
saying, so whenever Irish came here, and all
So
these
here's what
Scottish
Dingo's
Italians,
doing, right? What he's
they
doing is
were
he's
not-
like
they were
giving
able
these
to
takes
succeed.
to like these hot takes
The same
about
way that the
race
English who founded
to
this
steal
place,
Ralph's
right, with the
racially
differences in
conscious
IQ and
audience,
they had to-
and then
they
when
were
he's
not the
no
same.
longer
So they
convenient to
succeeded.
associate with Ralph, he's going to disavow and try and burn Ralph
Dingo,
down.
wait,
So it's-
Dingo, wait. Go ahead.
Or what
Amy.
I'm-
What were you
what-
saying? Well, hold on.
What do
Hey,
you mean?
Dingo,
What do you mean? Go
Dingo.
ahead, Amy.
Dingo, hold on. I have the
I have
right
a question. Do you think everyone in England or Ireland, are they all, like, is everyone doing well?
What?
Like, when they were homogenous, is
Completely
everyone
different.
doing well?
That has
or
nothing
did
to do with
everyone
what
pass
he's
the
saying.
working class?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, they came over here. They were
I'm
doing
gonna
pretty
go ahead and finish my question. Then I'm gonna go ahead and finish because I see what you're doing there, and I like it.
Alright,
So what I'm saying, I'm trying, Ralph. You gave her the go ahead to interrupt me. I will finish if
Oh,
that
God.
didn't.
Why are you
Anyway.
getting so upset? What is
So,
wrong with
This
you?
show is a
I'm
train
not
wreck.
upset. I'm not upset.
It's all good. No, go
Ask
on.
the
Go
question.
on. It's all good.
Yeah. I know what you are. I got you. So what I'm trying to say is,
Dingo's just shit all over this show.
Different ethnicities. All right. Whenever blacks come in, they have different genetic components that have different outcomes in IQ and paternal versus maternal families, things like that. So whenever they don't do as well in a white society, it's blamed on unfairness, racism, blah, blah. But these are natural outcomes of racial diversity. Like, that's, to me, the difference in the class struggle versus the racial struggle. One, you can fix it. The other, you can't. I mean, and do you agree or disagree with that?
All right.
My question is, do you think that
She doesn't answer. She has no
countries
idea.
that are racially homogenous, do you think that
Name
those are equal
First off,
societies?
what are you eating? I know I just ate a piece of that.
Name one.
Did everybody?
I mean, there are plenty of African and Middle
Just
Eastern
name one.
countries that are
We'll
racially
go by-
homogenous.
Hungary. Hungary is a good
The
example.
only ones you can
Japan.
say
This is
are
terrible.
and homogeneous.
This is terrible.
What about Japan?
Croatia, Serbia, all of the Balkan states are largely the.
What are you
English that they
talking
were.
about? No,
They
they're
literally
not.
Were Balkanized? Like they're and they attempted to cleanse one another or fight each
Yeah.
other to
Okay.
achieve those
All right.
balances.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing all that
Black
great.
and black.
But within
listen,
each state,
if you're trying to define doing well as a country by economic
Well, there
system,
are
you're
people of
already
the
losing
other
out of
different
the game.
races
Let's
that
look
live
at
in
their
those
racial-
states,
let's
and
look at
that's
their
why there's
crime. Let's
fucking
look at their
problems. I
violent
mean,
murder rate.
the
Let's look at
Muslims
their
that live in those
lifespan,
fucking
how
states
happy
make it
people
not
are.
racially
There's studies for all of
homogenous.
these things. And
I mean,
yes,
it's
the
more
the
white, I
European
guess, or
countries
more
today,
racially
while they might be
homogenous than a
poorer
lot of the
than us,
Western
which who gives a shit?
countries,
You guys
but
are criticizing
there's
capitalism,
still
now you're trying to act like who's
a
richer and better. It doesn't make sense.
heterogeneo-racial
Like,
component to
let's
the
look at the
countries.
other
They're not
stuff. Look at
Slavic
economy.
ethno
And yeah, they
states.
beat us. All those countries in Europe beat America in all of those categories, except for maybe
I'm
GDP.
sure
Which I don't give a shit about.
North Koreans would report.
Ralph's hitting the
their
Jeopardy
levels of
theme.
happiness. But self-report isn't.
That's pretty funny.
That's a very homogenous country.
necessarily.
Ah, what's your last name? Is your last name Nagel?
Is he trying to say she's a Jew?
Oh, I thought I heard somebody say Nagel. Anyways.
No. Amy is Lebanese. Her family, part of her family is from Lebanon. My family, my immediate siblings, were an interracial family as well. You know, so I grew up around that. I saw no discernible differences in any of my siblings or cousins.
Alright.
You ever heard 13 to 54?
No.
Is that cultural?
I don't know. Dingo, thank you for calling in, sir.
Yeah, you guys fucking suck. Look at your mouth.
I get where you're coming from. I understand. Like,
That was pretty good, boys.
Wait, Dingo. Oh, God.
I get where you're coming from, but I just think that this stuff, like, it has the superficial plausibility as long as you don't interrogate it at all. Because the moment you try to interrogate this shit, it falls apart. But, I mean, it makes sense. It really, what you're looking at is basically, like, the 20th century alone, and you look at the fact that there was an ascendant middle and working class in the first half of the 20th century, which happened to align with the time when America
Viewership is
was
collapsing
homogenous. And so it becomes
for both of our shows.
that, you know, when they changed the immigration regime,
Like,
in
this
the
is
late
bad.
60s,
We're going over the
everything
Reichenbach
started to go
Falls
down
together
from
here
there.
tonight,
So, like, there's actually
with
a
perhaps
pretty
the most
easy
low-energy
explanation
show of all
in terms
time.
of the stages of
All right, Surfer, what do you got for
capitalist development
math?
that answer that too.
I
So
got nothing.
I just think
for
you're being a
math,
total
buddy.
putz and
You're going to bed?
For the bosses who
All right, I'm gonna fuck-
touch the problem of
wind
the
this up.
change to have been the racial change. Because
All right.
everything has to be edited.
What time is it?
It's 11:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink this bottle of water and then we're fucking done.
This discussion, yeah.
Steve, people like Dingo would argue, how do you put the genie back inside the bottle? You know, racial identity is here.
Is he gonna like fucking kill everyone who isn't white? Like, I'm sorry, I can't agree. Like, how are you gonna go down that road? It's silly. It's wrong.
I guess with his.
She says it's a
so,
lot.
All right, well, let me take up the devil's. This is not even necessarily.
Yeah, that's
Like,
different.
why is this
Okay,
decided? Like, why is
you
this
know, I do
turned
believe
now into
this,
like
though, however, every other race is allowed to
a
organize
race-conscious
and
show?
advocate
Like,
on the basis simply of their race. So why is it verboten to use a certain term
But
that maybe I shouldn't use in this
now.
context? But
Like,
why is it verboten
it's
for
not.
white
They're
people
actually-
and you're suddenly racist if you advocate? Go ahead.
In progressive workplaces now, like under this Robin DiAngelo
why is he
method,
afraid to say that he's a
affinity
racist
groups
if he
forming
believes that there are
solely
differences?
white, so that whites, cultural whites, like American
Pretty
defined
obvious
whites,
you
will meet
do.
and discuss their whiteness. So, I mean, that
No,
is now
it's pretty fucking
emerging as
obvious
a
here.
phenomenon. Like not in a positive light. It's designed to reflect on privilege, but as Amy hinted, the implications
He's just desperate to pivot out of this because Dingo is exposing his show as fraudulent again. Dingo is the actual base of this show, which are like racial realists, white nationalists, and Ralph is pandering to leftists tonight, and Dingo is just not having this shit. The woman he has on is a fucking airhead. She's brainless, and so is the cuckold in the Kamaru shit. Well, Dingo like knows way more what he's talking about than these fucking idiots. I'll tell you that.
By which, you know, we can achieve. Now, it's very abstract.
Gar Surfer would have that take. I think Dingo's kind of an ignorant hillbilly, to be honest, but he at least knows a bit more about shit than this dumb
I mean,
cunt.
West Dave Pays is against.
Sure.
Thoroughly against that. Yeah.
Sure. It offers some kind of balkanized strategy that's also reaffirming exactly the problems that were brought up by Dingo, like exactly those problems, and will only intensify them among people that have those attitudes. I mean, so it's good to address that question, but I mean, the answer ultimately is to find ways to. But I mean, there are multiple ways to define bosses too. Like some people hear that and say shareholders. There's a book out on that. Some people hear that and say think CEOs.
You tell them I gotta take a piss.
Like, do union stuff. Like understand that there's a difference between management and labor in terms of how work responsibilities are aligned. Like who does who performs the labor versus who organizes or schedules the labor. That type of stuff.
People like people that are like themselves or like who they want to be like.
Like the larger point,
all the brown girls love
and I think that listeners would have as well. Is that anything that removes a larger slice of the profit pie, of the sharing of revenue within these organizations, which are consistently becoming better and better if they're not failing, right? They're either failing and undercapitalized, or they're overcapitalized and just feasting on profits in the present term. But anything that can push a
about
higher
linear
percentage
transformations
of that
and
pie
matrices
into the pockets of the entire working class in exchange for their labor, with built-in protections for things like speech, with some form of national health insurance, which addresses part of the problem that Serbia doesn't have.
Retreat 99 is trying to say that you've bulked a little bit too much, Surfer. What do you have to say to that?
System where the costs are far more aligned, right? With
you think your physique is good, bro?
What would seem to be like normal costs for a service. So there is a way.
Yeah, viewers are fucking leaving in fucking droves.
Through the largest class organization to try to achieve these
I know, but we just had
benefits,
867 before you gave them your take on the brown girls.
Of various people who are facing
the brown girls
or cannot pay afford a mortgage.
Viewers continue to leave in droves,
There's the difference between dissatisfaction.
I think Ralph's winning though now by a few viewers. He's winning by 30 viewers. It's a seesaw battle, back and forth in the rating war.
Too bad for the brown girls.
If you have 10 shillings and you owe 5 shillings, you're going to be happy.
But
at the end of the day, you need to put more people in a position like that. And there are a variety of methods. The Bernie 2016 campaign, for all of its criticisms that the woke left or whatever gave it, tried to run initially. I mean, those are some of the points that excited people in it. Ultimately, it fizzled out. But, I mean, that was sort of potentially was a last gasp that those ideas might have had any
we got a great
and it's very possible that, like, in hearing this, like, from Dingo there, it's very possible that's the road, the analytical road that people are going to go down. That's why it's important to go on all kinds of shows and talk about this sort of stuff. Because there is, all we can do is offer the particular solution. As we analyze, that's what the What's Left podcast does.
And it rattles
them. The points Dingo raised about, and Amy also mentioned, one of our frequent co-panelists, Malcolm Shayuna in Sweden. If you guys have listened to it or do listen to it, often talks about the problems that they've had in Sweden.
Yeah, like
shit. He's good shit.
A large number of
like Ralph was literally just looking at his phone, like on the air. Just he doesn't even give a shit about what the guest is saying. The guest is like crying about Bernie Sanders or some stupid shit. Nobody cares. Bring Dingo. Just bring Dingo on as the fucking main co-host.
Dingo's fucking.
You gotta get him on the show. Get him on the show. It's good.
Dingo's gonna fucking.
Can we sunset these guests? It's been 2 hours of just these terrible guests. There's like a half hour left in the show. Can it be saved? Or are they just going to play Tucker Carlson clips?
We'll get you guys out of here. We're not going to be able to we'll take the rest after. There's some other stuff we got to take care of too. I'm just going to pick a couple at random. Mo Diggity, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Next to last caller for the panel.
Here's a great call.
What's Left podcast.
Dingo is going to be
Hold on. Let's hear this caller.
Hey, what's going on, man? Great show as always.
Thank you.
Ralph, you actually knocked it out of the park earlier when you said that people really do gobble up all the bullshit that they see on TV. And a lot of actors are really fucking hip to that. Well, for example, Mandy Patinkin. He's a dude who
Mandy Patinkin. Yeah, Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah,
Dingo's gonna be like a fucking.
Like this caller again, just terrible.
Once we establish our ethno state, Dingo is gonna be like a fucking senator in the ethno state.
No, he was a plant on Ending Ritual. This guy is literally just like a pre-screened caller that's throwing in like safe shit. Let's hear his question.
Have you done a show about the disappearance of the anti-war left during the Obama administration, and even the Trump administration as well. And you can sunset.
No, but we should.
Yeah, we definitely should. That's a really good point. I didn't know, Amy, if you had one in the catalog from when Benjamin was co-hosting. I didn't know, but yeah, we're
all right. I'll see you, man.
Good night, chat. I'm fucking going to bed.
Surfers had enough of this shit. No, but most, like a good 200 of our viewers have also had enough. Like, there's nothing I can do to save this material. There's nothing I can do to elevate it. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I thought you already learned your lesson about sniping the kills.
Well, I just thought just maybe, we'd be able to fucking have a good show out of it. I mean, is anybody actually, like, guys, press 4 if you're entertained by this program tonight. Press 5 if I couldn't even save it, even though I tried. Press 4 if you've been entertained by this program. Press 5 if, it couldn't even save it. Gunty's rocking an 850. We're rocking an 800, so it's a 50 viewer gap. But, I mean, we've had the highest viewership of the night, I think, was like 940. He's not going to fucking crack 1,000 tonight. He's probably not going to crack 900 tonight. I haven't seen it out of him. Yeah, people are hitting 5. There's just, no. There's a lot of 4s as well, but just a slow death for tonight's show.
I'll talk to anybody. I'll go talk to Kim Jong-un. And also, oh my God, Trump went to go talk to Kim Jong-un. What is he, reckless? It's like, okay, well, that's literally... Yeah, go ahead.
Or like honestly, the military-industrial complex is going to be woke as fuck. Like, AOC is going to be like the anti-imperialist war champion. Like, honestly, I really...
Like a tranny brigade. Yeah, all kinds of...
No, literally, like, these...
Guys.
The military-industrial complex is now headed up by women. Because what these narratives of wokeness do is they provide, like, a justification for the most brutal bullshit. Like, yeah, in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was, we're promoting democracy. And that's why we need to invade. But now
this is the worst
promoting,
guess.
like, woke...
Yeah,
I'm muting it. I'm muting it.
Russia
like, what we're hearing from these guests tonight are just, once again, like, the worst, most lukewarm, fucking terrible takes. Just boring shit. And there's only been one caller, one person on the show who even challenged the fucking neoliberal horse shit that's coming out of these two fucking dipshits' mouths. Just fucking terrible. Just fucking terrible. Dingo was the only person who challenged it all night. Ralph's just been filleting these leftists, which, again, I just don't understand why you would do that. If you're going to bring them on, like, bring them on, grill them, but, then they won't come back. Well, we don't want them back. Nobody wants them on this fucking show. Again, if you look at the guy's fucking chat, it's just soy jacks. Just endless fucking soy jacks. Just endless soy jacks. There's no actual discussion, whereas, like, if you look at my chat, like, it's all actual fucking chat. There's not stickers, like, it actually moves, people are actually talking. There's not a whole lot to talk about because the program isn't very good. But, we appreciate the viewers that are here. Honestly, the show is just piss poor. And I'm going to end the show. We've trounced Ralph in the fucking ratings. Again, we beat him again, guys. We had him in peak viewership. We dominated him for over an hour. But the reality is his show is so fucking boring and so stilted that there's nothing you can do to make it good. There's nothing you can do. What is he going to do after these guests? He's just going to read super chats. And I just can't do it. Tomorrow's show, ladies and gentlemen, probably is going to have the Killstream Defector on. We're also going to have Wild Smile probably tomorrow. Dispatch, we don't know what's happened to him. He's disappeared. His thumbs up his ass somewhere. So we'll see if we can get him on at some point this week. I think he's a little bum hurt that we moved him for the father last night. And that's why he just disappeared tonight, was AWOL. We couldn't get him. But we'll see. We're definitely going to have the Killstream Defector on tomorrow. And more than likely Wild Smile as well. So look out for that. There'll be other guests that we're going to get booked throughout the week. We have a few things lined up that are pretty interesting, pretty exciting, ladies and gentlemen. But I am going to end the show now. Appreciate people who tuned in for this show. May not have necessarily been the best show ever. In my opinion, there's not a whole lot you can fucking do with this material. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. This has been the People's Populist Press critiquing the Ralph Retort. Have a good one.